Hi, my name's Chad Waltz. I'm a police officer for a metropolitan city within the state of Arizona, as well as I'm also a doctoral student with the Argosy University for their clinical psychology program. I'm just going to take a brief minute to provide an overview for the PowerPoint slide that I have attached, really for the study of the general population for elders, as well as how that integrates with law enforcement. So, to preface, to start, above all, law enforcement, we are not immigration. We do not care about immigration status. I know that there seems to be a large proportion of the Hispanic community sometimes that underreports things that might be a criminal type activity, especially with elder abuse, especially with familial roles where you might have multiple generations in a house and abuse may or may not be covered up on that or not reported. So please, get help. With that being in mind, if there's an emergency situation where you need police or fire, 911. I just want to provide resources for you folks on that so that if there are people that have questions or comments or concerns, you can get resources. Primary resource, again, in addition to law enforcement, would be Adult Protective Service, as well as the state of Arizona and Maricopa County have all adult protective services roles that they play for that are offered for the community. Also, just to touch briefly on this, that domestic violence is a pervasive, significant issue that really crosses all social castes, races, colors, ethnicities on that really affects all of us. So if there's an elder, we see this a lot sometimes where you might have an elder that is in the home and it's typically maybe the oldest son or daughter or the eldest that's taking care of that adult. And if they're a vulnerable adult, meaning if they have some kind of a mental or cognitive or physical disability, they really rely upon that son or daughter or that other caregiver to provide for them. That might make them vulnerable for abuse or exploitation financially. So if that's happening on that, please, I would like somebody that might be an advocate for that family member to come forward. But we see some of that cycle of violence, that abusive cycle where that elder adult is really dependent upon that family member, that they may be their source of transportation or financial support, or they might be the person that picks up their medications or takes them to the doctor's office or their church. So please, try and seek help. Another resource, speaking of churches, is clergy. For those that are involved in a church type group on that can be an excellent source of advice as well as an outlet for people that might not otherwise have an advocate in the community. So please seek that out. I know one of the issues that we as law enforcement face, a limitation rather, is that we just do not have a lot of training or experience in dealing with elder type population crimes. We see a lot on the news as far as elders that might be suffering from dementia or Alzheimer's where they walk away from their home or their care facility and they're not found for several days or they're missing. So from my 15 years experience as a police officer, I've never once had a basic class in dealing with serious mentally ill or elder type issues as far as dementia or Alzheimer's, as well as anything that I've received in an in-service academy for a continual amount of training. So with that in mind, law enforcement, a lot of times we might come to a scene and we really might not know much about what's going on or how to address that situation as best as you might. So I would say take the time to educate us, help us so that we can have a better understanding to help service your needs and again bridge that gap so we can provide you the best resources, the best customer service, and really ultimately the best care for that elder or for that loved one in the family. So again, just in conclusion, thank you for your time and attention. My name is Chad Waltz. Thank you for allowing me to be a resource and communicate some information to you. Have a great day.